Okay, guys, I want to do an interesting build here that's bugging the crud out of me, and that's the Succubus. This is going to be an interesting build, okay? We're doing finesse and sorcery. So let's see how much we can go up to here. I think we could go up to 70. So let's take a look at our destiny cards. Okay, so we're looking at finesse and sorcery. So let's check this out. Um, So the most we could go is 55 in each, right? Let me just check this out. Um, 55. That's 70. So, does she go sorcery and then skip it? No, because she's got to do sneaking and daggers. Okay, so this is the way that we're going to do this build, okay? I'm not going to put, I'm going to put a cap on it, but I'm going to tell you what it is, okay? And then whatever it is in the game, it is, okay? So here's what we're doing. For sorcery, we're able to heal ourselves. We do flame damage, okay? A smoldering, and we can go all the way up to, well, I don't know if meteor would be a good thing. Actually, you're calling down a meteor. No, I would say smoldering. Maybe we do go with the cap there. Let me see. 35. Let me go to destinies. 35 we need for that. Finesse and sorcery. Okay, so this one right here, tier 5 is 35, is 38. Okay, that's all that we need right there. Okay, so it looks like the spell cloak is going to be the succubus, okay? All right. Okay, so 38 and it caps out at 54 because 55 is something else. All right, so we can go up to 54, but 38 might be just enough anyway. 38, let me just check this and see. That's 70. Okay, so what was the other one? $55, yeah. 55 is the highest. So I'm going to say that you can go as high as this one here, 55. But what we're going to do is we're going to balance this, okay? Like we can go up to 55 in finesse and sorcery because this is what we're a blend of as a succubus, okay? All right. So we can go up to 55 in each, okay? That's the maximum right there by the looks of it. So let's just take a look at what we have for abilities. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is healing ourselves, and we're going to be casting flame and smoldering. And because that's 70, we're not going to be able to do that, okay? We're going to cut down on the mana by using this, and maybe I'll make this my next build actually, right? See, this is where it gets weird, like, is doing this kind of stuff, right? Like chain lightning and chain, you know what I mean? Tempest in that. I'm not too sure about that there. We do need that to cut back on the magicka. We can heal. We can cast flames and that, but see, these require 5 points. So what we might have to do, just to get it started, right? because we need everything from here from 5 and up, right? So just to get it started, because we already got one in chain lightning or whatever this is, storm bolt, we're going to bring this up to 5 just so that we have access to it. So we're not going to use lightning, but we're going to bring it up to 5, okay, and then remove it from the ray dial. If you see here, I got it removed, right? Okay, I don't have it at all. So we don't need to use it. So that's what we're going to do here, okay, is we're going to up this to 5, and then we got access to this at 5, okay. This at 5, and then this we can take to smoldering. So we can do this up to 5 too as well, okay. We can heal ourselves, all right. And because we're a succubus, we can summon another demon from hell. So we can do this, all right, okay. And let me just see if there's anything else that we can do. Siphon health from enemies and send it to you. Yeah. So we're going to add this ability to this creature, okay? All right? So we're going to be able to siphon it. Because the succubus, what she does is she takes other people's health, right? She absorbs their health, okay? So we're going to do that. Now let's see, what's this one? Okay, no, we're not going to do that, and that's way too high anyway. That's 70, so we only need 35, okay? All right, we're not going to do weapon attacks because this is for chakrams and staffs. We're going to use that for daggers, okay? So let me just see this one here. What's this tier? Sphere of protection. Yeah, we could cast a magical bearer around us. I'm not too sure about the sphere actually. Okay, so we're going to do the Mark of the Flame Smoldering. We're going to do half the Magicka. None of that is striking me as good. So yeah, so we're going to put 5, we're going to put 4 more into here so we have 5 altogether. Then we're going to do this, this, this. We're going to do this, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and that's where we're going to end it, okay? So we're bringing the chain lightning up to 5 so that we can unlock this, okay? All right? And we can unlock flame, and we can go to smolder, okay? And we can unlock heal, and we can unlock the Gamora, and then that's going to siphon energy to us. So it's going to give us health, okay? So this Gamora is going to heal us, and then that's it. That's all we're doing in sorcery, okay? Then finesse is daggers. We're definitely a dagger build, okay? Now let me see. What can we do with this? Can we get up to smoke bombs? 35. I think we can do that. We just can't do that. So I'm going to say daggers. If we can, smoke bombs. Let me see. Assassin's Art from the Dark. Yeah, okay, Assassin's Art works. Lunge works. We're not into poisons and that. We don't do that. Blade honing works, so we can do that. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We can do this. We can do this. Now, shadow magic. Okay, we can do that. And we can... No, do we add poison to it though? No, we don't. So we got that. Okay. We do daggers for weapons only, which means we can do the dagger weapon blades um, up to tier 3, okay? And we can do the smoke bomb, the first one. We're not into the bow, so we're not doing that at all. We're not doing this at all. We're not doing poisons at all. We're not doing ice at all. We can do blade honing though, and we can do this, okay? So that's what we're doing. This, 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 weapon mastery up to here, okay? And blade honing, and this, okay? And this. So that's what all we're doing in the finesse category with this character, okay? So there's your finesse and there's your sorcery. Now let's look at the other abilities here for this one. That would be under here, skills, okay? So let me see now. We're definitely stealth. We're definitely persuasion because we're seductive, right? Okay. Which means we could also get really good prices as a merchant. Okay. I would say I think that puts us where we're at. You know, let me just see. Stealth, persuasion, mercantile. Can we do anything else? Because persuasion is our big one, right? Like that's our main thing. Is persuading others to do our bidding, right? You know, we're really, really good at that. We're a seductress, right? Okay. And we steal people's health. Oh, then we could go into alchemy and take their health that way, right? And does that mean that we have to do blacksmithing though? We might have to do blacksmithing and sagecraft though. We are a demon. We are a magical demon. Let me just think here. No, because if we do that, then we got to do this all the way in order to put, you know, where's the gems? See, we got to do it up to advanced then in order to use gems, right? And then we can socket gems into it to leech health. Yeah, you know what? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do alchemy, okay? Because this allows us to leech health off of the person as long as we're using alchemy. So we're going to use alchemy, okay? For life leech. There's actually a spell in there called life leech, okay? And alchemy, all right? So we're going to go alchemy. Mercantile, persuasion, and stealth. Our primary thing here is persuasion and stealth to stay hidden. Okay, persuasion to persuade others to our way. And then we're into like alchemy so that we can create life leech, okay? All right? So there's our things right there, okay? So we have alchemy, mercantile, persuasion, and stealth are our 4 things, all right? Okay? With stealth, persuasion being extremely important, and alchemy. And then the last one would be mercantile, right? Okay. Persuasion is number 1. Stealth is number 2. Alchemy is number 3 in terms of importance. And then mercantile is 4th, right? Because we need life leech from alchemy, right? Like this is how we're going to get our life leeches from alchemy, okay? So we want to buy the alchemy recipe for it so that we can make it ourselves. And then we want to buy the ingredients in that, but we want to buy life leech, okay? All right? That's the thing. We're going to be sucking the life out of them. Now, in terms of gods and all that, we'll save that for last. We need to go through our inventory. Okay, so our weapons are going to be. We're just sticking with daggers. So we're going to put daggers in both of these. Okay, all right. Our armor is going to be the rogue armor. Okay, so it's going to be this stuff right here. Okay. We could use the robes as well. We can use that too. All right. So we can use the mage's robes or we can use the rogues. All right. Okay. That one is up to you to decide. Accessories. You notice this is, 8% chance to steal 5 health. That's what we want. We want stuff like that where we're siphoning the life out of our victim. Okay. So that's what we're focused on. And we're focused on getting mana, so we have enough mana, enough health. But we're not into lock picking, but we are into stealth. Okay, all right. And that health and the stealth works, but the lock picking doesn't. So because lock picking is there, we couldn't use it. But if it was just health and stealth, and things like like sucking the life out of people, that's what we're going for right there. Okay, that's our build. Okay, is sucking the life force out of them. Okay. And that's what our consumables are going to be. Let's see if I have one actually. Do I have life leech here? That's how we get our life, by the way, is sucking it out of them. So see, we're not going to be doing things like normal healing. We're not going to be doing health potions, and we're not going to be doing this. If anything, we're going to be putting it into mana so that we can keep the life sucking going. Okay? All right? So we can keep using that life leech spell, like the potion. We're going to stock up on a ton of those, all right? Matter of fact, maybe I'll play this one next, is the Succubus, so you guys get the idea. I think I'll do this one next, right? Because this is a complicated character, okay? So that's how that's going to work. All right, so where does that put us with the destinies? I think that put us in finesse and sorcery. Okay, so that puts us at... Spell Cloak, 38. Let me just go double check this. We want 20. We want this right here. So 35. So we want up to 35, right? Okay. So let's just see which one of these goes up to 35. And that's where our thing's going to be. Finesse and sorcery up to 35. So there it is, 38. So this takes us... So we could be a warlock, right? Okay. And up to 35, we'll see. Because we don't need 38. So we don't need to be a spell cloak, Let me just double check that just to make sure. Sorcery. We don't need anything higher than that, do we? No, because we're not going to call down a meteor, so we're not going to be 37. We got to have a cap somewhere. So, like this at 35. So this, until you max it out, like the 35s, until you max them out to get all the points in them, that's how far we're going to go with the sorcery, okay? All right? So we're to take the 35. That's where this starts, right? Every time that we level up, we get 3 points. So we want to put all the points into this, right? And that. So like all the things I said here, we want these covered. This is not like, who we are. Flame, and this we want done. We want the heal, we want this, and we want this. That's what we want here. Okay. The weapon mastery isn't going to help because we're not into using their weapons, which is what? The staff and the scepter. We're using daggers instead. Okay. So we want to get this up so that we can get all 6 points in this, all 5 points in this, all the points here, all the points here and here, okay, and here, okay, and then that's our character when it comes to this, all right? So wherever that leaves us with sorcery, that's where it is. So what I would recommend that you do when you first start this is start working on your sorcery right off the bat, okay? And then we can work on the finesse, right? Okay. But what we're doing in finesse is we're doing the daggers, we're doing the weapon mastery for the daggers because that's our thing, right? Okay. And what else we were doing here? The lunge, the assassin's art, the blade honing. We're not into this stuff because that's not who we are. We can do shadow magic, but we're not into that. We're not into that. We're into that. We could do the smoke bomb to disappear, but we're not doing the poison upgrade. I think that's it. So blade honing, the lunge, the assassin art, this right here, shadow flare, the daggers, weapon mastery up to 3, okay, smoke bomb, but not the addition, blade honing, and we're done. And we got the lunge, okay, and this, okay. So that's what we're doing there with finesse, and that's what we're doing with sorcery. So just to recap sorcery, we are doing this demon dude with his buff. We're doing healing. We're doing fire, and we're doing smolder, and we're doing to reduce the amount of things that we do, and that's it. But in order to do this, we have to put 5 points in. So since we already got 1 here, we're going to put in another 4, and then that'll start to unlock all of this, but we're not going to use this at all, okay? We're going to use this, this, and this. That's what we're going to use in this area, okay? All right? And then finesse, just to cover this, and then we got to do the rest. We're doing blades, weapon mastery up to 3. We're doing the smoke one, but not the addition. And we're doing blade honing. We're doing the lunge. We're doing this. And we're doing this. Okay? And then that's it. Okay? All right? So now let's go over the god and that we're going to use for this and that sort of thing. So we're female only. This is the thing too now. Now we have to do this, okay? We're female only because we are a succubus. So we're a female sex demon, okay? We suck the life force out of people, okay? So I'm going to say overall, we're more like, persuasion. We got right there. We got stealth. And we got sagecraft. We're not into sagecraft, but the stealth and the persuasion, right off the bat, I'm going to say we're Juckafar. That's what we are, okay? So we're Juckafar in this situation. Let me just double check all this. Yeah, we're Juckafar, okay? So we're the last one here. We're the Juckafar, okay? And our Patreon god is going to be something that's going to lead towards that Juckafar. So we got to keep that idea in mind. Mana and mana regeneration would be good. That's just mana. I would go mana and mana regen so far. Health and chance to critical hit. We're not into poison, so that's useless to us. We want Juckafar. Okay, so I think the best one for Juckafar is going to be the split between the health and the mana, right? So we have a choice. We can take 1% chance critical hit and take health. I mean, that's a good one too. Or we can do the mana and mana regeneration. I think the mana and mana regeneration, considering the fact that we're going to be doing stuff here like alchemy and that to suck the life force out of them. And we're going to be casting that demon to suck the life force out of them. I think that that's going to rely heavy there. So we're either going to go with the 5% health and the 1% to critical hit. But I think we're better off with the mana and the mana regen. So that's what I'm taking. So I'm going to go Goddess of Fate on this one. Okay? Alright? Female, Goddess of Fate. But you could take Goddess of Love too if you want to. But I'm going to go with Goddess of Fate on this one. Okay? And then we can do whatever with our character there. This is just to finish this off in case we missed anything. We already went through this. We are a finesse and sorcery build. And we do alchemy. We do persuasion, mercantile, and stealth. Okay, those are our things right there. Okay, all right. And remember, if you make a mistake, you can always go to the Fate Weaver. Okay, and you can reset your points. All right. Okay, and then our level is when we get there, you know, kind of thing of getting those abilities that I want us to have. That's where we cap our character, okay? And then after that, we don't go above it, okay? All right? We use the weapons and the armors, like I said, that we do. We can do, oh yeah, this. We can do the main quests. And because we're a succubus demon, we can do the war sworn because, you know, I don't see a problem with any of these, right? We're a sex demon, right? So we got a little bit of magic because we're a demon. We got a little bit of warrior in us. We got a little bit of travelers. And in the House of Ballads and Sorrows, we could do them all. We could do all the factions, okay? I don't see that being a problem. We can do the side quests and the tasks because we don't have an allegiance to anything, right? And we can do the main quest, so we can do everything in the game, okay? We're experts at persuasion. That's our main gift is persuasion right there, okay? Persuasion is what's going to get us through this whole thing. That's why we're taking that class there. Alright, so we're going to be able to do alchemy. And yeah, so there we go. So that's everything now that I can think of. So we got alchemy there. Alchemy, mercantile, persuasion, and stealth. Okay, alchemy, mercantile, persuasion, and stealth. And I want to go to the manual here and just check the Juckafar there and see what they're like. Alchemy, persuasion, and health. Okay, so they got stage right there. They got sagecraft, right? So what we do is we take away the sagecraft, you know, and we put it into something else like alchemy, right? Okay, so we can do that, you know, with the Fate Weaver. All right, so we keep the stealth, we keep the persuasion, and we take the sagecraft away and we put something else in its place. So we're Juckafar. Perfect. And then we got our god too already figured out. Awesome. So there we go. That's the succubus demon. Okay. Yes, we're going to be using lifesteal. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the jewelry in that. Hang on a sec. We got to go back in. Okay. All right. So I think I forgot about the jewelry. I'm not sure, but let's just touch on that too, just to make sure that we covered everything. Right. I'd like to be thorough. I want to make sure you guys get everything. I think this will be the one that I play, you know, first, just to show you how we're going to role play this. I think I'll play this next, you know. I got a lot of interesting builds here. You know, I still got some more to share with you guys, you know. But at some point in time, I want to get to playing it too. You know, I'm excited by all these different things like battle mages and things like that. That's cool. Okay, so what was I going to do here? Just to be sure. Our goddess or something? What was it? Finesse and sorcery. So we're going to be somewhere around here. We're not going to be 38, that's for sure. I don't think we're going to need that. But wherever it ends up, it ends up. What was I thinking of? Our goddess? Female, Juckafar. Patron god is going to be I guess it was up at the top here. Sorry, guys. Mana and mana regen, right? So Goddess of Fate is the one I'm taking. But you can also go with Goddess of Love too, right? 1% chance critical hit and 5% health. But I like the idea of the mana and the mana regen. Okay. Yeah, I think we covered everything. I'm trying to remember now what it was that I was thinking of there. We did this. We did this. It's a blend between finesse and sorcery. And the Fate Weavers will reset your stuff, so if you mess up, don't worry, you can reset it. I don't see anything else. The armor maybe between the wizards and the and the finesse. Like, you know, I mean, you could pick. We covered the quest. The armor you can use either the armor of the finesse build or the other one there. Alchemy we are doing, you know, so we can use the alchemy bench, right? Because that's where we're going to make our potions from, okay? All right, so we can do alchemy. We're not doing sagecraft though because we're not a mage. Yeah, so I think we covered everything. All right, cool. All right, I'm going to role play it for you guys. I'll let you know how that goes, you know. And thanks a lot for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. I hope it helps you out. That's the Succubus. If you have any questions whatsoever, hit me up and I'll be glad to walk you through it, okay? Thanks a lot. Take care, guys. And actually, I think I'll do that next. Bye for now.